The Babylonians used the thumb to actually, like a pointer, to point to these sections. So you know how we count 1 to 10? We based everything off 10. Babylonians, they counted to 12. Because if you count these sections altogether, the 4 sections, you end up with 12. So like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Podcasty again with Noor, my other host. Hi, Noor. How are you?
I know I'm waving. I know there are people that are listening to us, not necessarily watching us.
How do you feel about my quick fire intro?
So, fun fact about Baha. Baha does small things and then he just wants... Great job. It was amazing. Thank you.
I appreciate it. See, I'm going straight to the point. Let's start the episode.
Let's start the T.
I know. Are you on a thread?
No. But I signed up, but a bunch of people are following me.
Uh-huh.
And I don't know who are you, but whenever I entered, they say so-and-so follows you. And I'm like, why are they following me? But whenever I created my account, you automatically can follow everybody.
Oh, so, you can? I didn't know that.
Yes.
I skip on this all the time.
You can follow the same people you have on Instagram, on Thread. You just say follow all, and you follow all your friends on Instagram, but on Thread.
Okay. I did not do that.
Yeah.
I'm trying to play I know. See
and Twitter is acting like everybody cheating.
I know. Elon Musk is like, they are cheating. We're going to sue them. This is not right. Guess what? Just because they had 10 million downloads in the first 7 hours when the app went live.
Yeah. Honestly, I do like the aesthetics of Thread. I think I like the dark background. I like that. I like the not blue.
So here's what I get what you are saying. It's very simple.
Yeah.
Okay. And when I enter the app, I see there is so much to read at once.
Yeah.
At Twitter, you have a space at the top, and then there are advertisements in the middle and stuff.
Yeah.
But then on Thread, you can in the same page you're on, you see 5 people have threads or 6 people at once, and I'm like, that's a lot to read at once.
So it updates as you look at it.
Yeah, and
so it's live update.
It's not live update as much as
I don't know.
There is no advertisement.
It's too new for me.
Yeah, there is no specific content by threads themselves. It's all the people.
Yeah.
Okay. And I'm like, that's a lot. That's too messy for me.
My first thought to Instagram, which is thank you so much. We're just got used to Reels. Literally just got used to Reels. And now we have Threads. And the question is, do we need another platform? Do we?
I feel it's taking a political
a war
side right now where Elon Musk is making Twitter the free social media platform where anyone can say anything, no censorships no more. Well, Threads with Mark, Democrats, I think
Mark saw an opportunity when Elon Musk took over. A lot of people were complaining about, I have to pay $8 for verification. I have to do this. I have to do that.
I mean, Mark did it with Instagram.
Yeah, but I don't think you have to do that on Threads, do you?
If you are verified on Instagram, you're already verified on Threads and Meta.
Okay, so they're kind of playing the same game.
Yeah, we'll see who wins.
I mean, Threads so far, it's just been gaining crazy popularity.
Yeah.
I don't know.
We're excited. Guys,
I'm not on it, so.
We still did not create our Podcasty account on Threads. We will do. And go follow us and show us some love.
Yeah.
Okay. Right. Yeah, tell me.
So before we even get into the topic, because time is money. So let's start with talking about the tea. So the tea today is green tea with some honey. We're trying to stay healthy in here. And so just grab your green tea with honey if you have it at home. If not, make your favorite tea and start listening to this podcast.
I'm a black tea guy, so this is
Bahas black tea guy every day.
bullshit.
All right, so let's start with, everybody has an Apple Watch on nowadays. I don't.
Guess what? Everybody has.
Look at me.
I do have one, but for this episode, I wore a regular. I'm like, no, I'm not wearing an Apple Watch today.
Yeah. So obviously, we're kind of spoiling the topic here, but the topic is about the history of timekeeping, how it all started, clocks wise. What is the history? How it all became? Maybe a lot of you have somewhat knowledge. I honestly didn't have any background until I started reading about it, why I have some papers just to make sure I'm saying the right things, not just kind of going off what I just read, because we do want to make sure everything we say on this episode is kind of credited and well researched. So let's start with what was the actual, why they needed it for. So to think about time. So let's just go before even time was even coming up. So before time was even a thing, people went to sleep when it got dark, and they just got up there like, oh, there's the sun. I'll go about my day and farm. There wasn't much kind of necessity to having time or timekeeping, but of course, civilizations, and something that make me feel very proud, because the Babylonians and the ancient Egyptians, again, we can't stay away from the Egyptians. They're just kind of involved in so many things. But the Babylonians and the Egyptians, they came up with the first ever sundial, and was the first timekeeping ever clock. And it depended on the sun and the shadow. And it was positioned in a way where whatever the shadow lays, that's the time you read. And they came up with that method because they needed to keep time for the purpose of scheduling shipments, farming, and also lunar events, because they were so big on astronomy and just stars and all that kind of stuff.
Right.
And the Babylonians did the same thing, and they both kind of took it from there. And we inspired the Romans, of course, and they took it from the ancient Egyptians and the Babylonians, and they kind of try to tweak it, add things to it. We were just talking about, numerology, right? And the Babylonians, they had a big mathematic background. And the fun fact I really read, are you ready for a fun fact? Why we have 60 minutes? What do you think?
Why we have 60 minutes? Why we have 60 seconds?
Yep, 60 seconds or 60 minutes. I mean, why is that even a thing?
I don't know. Why, you tell me.
So the Babylonians, actually, if you look at your hands, and we'll place a picture down, you have 5 fingers, and every finger is divided in 3 sections. The Babylonians used basically the, what do you call it?
A palm?
The thumb. The Babylonians used the thumb to actually, like a pointer, to point to these sections. So you know how we count 1 to 10? We based everything off 10. Babylonians, they counted to 12. Because if you count these sections all together, the 4 sections, you end up with 12. So like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And because the hand has 5 fingers, so you multiply 12 by 5, and you get 60. So that's a holistic number to them. So they kind of based a lot of things of it when they go about their tasks, or they have little things to do, like, hey, Baha, I'll count to 10 and you're here. So before it used to be like, I'll count to 12, because 12 is the whole number for them, just because they can divide things, multiply it, and they get whole numbers. That was their base number, which is what inspired, the timekeeping and all that to go off of the 60 minutes and the 60 seconds, which was inspired of. So the Romans, actually, they said, all right, the Egyptians, they came up with the sundial, the Babylonians, and they kind of took the numbers and timekeeping to the next level. We want to have our own thing. So, of course, they're the inventors for so many things, and they wanted to come up with their own thing. So before I even move on to the second method of timekeeping, I'm going to put down the sundial so you'll see it on the screen. It looks pretty cool. Like when you look at it, you feel like you can tell more than time. Like you can tell the future. It looks very complex.
Yeah.
It's really nice. But the Greeks and the Romans, they came up with water timekeeping, and we'll put a picture. So basically it's a 2-bowl method, and they have a hole in one. And as the water goes down, they have markers to, like, that's an hour, that's 2 hour, and so on. It wasn't super accurate because sometimes it wasn't super accurate, but they called it a club sidra, and I think it was really cool. So that was their own kind of water clock, if we will, because the first one was sun and shadow. The second one was a water clock, and then you go from there to the Asians, of course, which Asians are always so fancy with their stuff. They base their timekeeping of
a candle.
Of candle and incenses. Yeah, did you read that?
No, I saw I saw a picture.
Yeah. We'll put the picture down for the candle timekeeping, which I think it was very brilliant, in my opinion. How they have the marker.
It's cool, yeah. It's cool. But how did they, like measure how long is an hour on a candle? Like they did the experiment until they got there?
So of course whenever you burn the candle down, there were different candles for different times, because how you made the incense, for example, that has like aroma, has a smells. Certain of them last longer than the other ones. So there can be one for like minutes, and there can be one that can last hours. But usually they would put the candle on, and then they would go back, work, and come back, and that's how they count time. But I'm assuming they really had to get creative with it, because all candles cannot be the same to tell the time. You know what I mean? So I'm pretty sure they made candles from different material to last longer, maybe, and some of them just burn quicker. But that was kind of the Asian way of, this is how we're going to tell time. I think they were creative in their own way. Nobody inspired them. Let's move on to a really, really fun invention that the French people invented in 1338. They invented the hourglass sandwatch, which I feel like everybody have. If you go anywhere to any market, I feel like a lot of household, like in the modern time right now with all the Apple Watches and everything, we all have a sandwatch, which I think it's very pretty to look at, but a lot of people don't know the real reason why they came up with a sandwatch. Why do we even have a timekeeping device that actually uses the sands to count time? Well, I was reading, it was really fun fact. Whenever they invented the sandwatch, they invented it to use it on the sea, because whenever you're on a ship, you really can't tell time, because the ship is moving, you got the sun, you got nights, and you're on so many, like the journeys before used to be probably weeks, if not months. So they invented the hourglass in the 1300s to help them keep time while they're on the sea. And it's still pretty nowadays. A lot of people still use it. And I think it's one of the really interesting devices after the sundial.
So when the Industrial Revolution happened, Henlin invented the first wearable mechanical timepiece. Okay. But then in the 1600s, Pascal...
Was it the spring mechanical watch that he invented, I think? Was it mechanical? I think it was mechanical.
It's a mechanical, yeah.
So it was the first mechanical.
Yeah, he invented it. Okay. But a prototype was made by Pascal and it was wearable. So he basically attached a string to it.
Yeah.
And he held it on his hand. Okay. But then now you'll understand why one of the brands that is currently producing watches is very expensive. Because Patek Philippe, made...
That's a cool name.
Yeah, made the first watch in the 1800s.
Okay. Like
official.
Like first wearable watch.
And wearable.
Okay.
And mechanical.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And then in that period, it was made where? In Switzerland.
Ah, Swiss watch.
That's why now, like when you hear...
So his brand is Swiss brand, basically.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Okay.
And the reason why Switzerland have like the best reputation in making watches...
Because they invented the first wearable watch.
Yes.
Wearable watch.
And then before that, like it's generational. Like people learned how to make watches like over like the years, you know? And for that reason, like the Swiss government right now,
yeah,
if you get made in Switzerland, that means that watch went through strict criteria of, you know,
precision,
manufacturing, like precision and quality, and all of it.
So the government is involved in the quality of Swiss watches.
There is no watch that can be that can say made in Switzerland
without
going through like testing that is made by the government.
Wow! So they took that history to the next level, and they wanted to kind of stay true.
Yeah, and then because that's their, you know, their history, part of their history.
Right.
You know, they were the first. They know more about it.
They wanted to stay
more
true
than
to
anybody else. You know, and they stayed up to date with innovation and like how many pieces they use in each watch and how long it takes them. By the way, some of watches they take months and months to build.
Really?
Because of the amount of pieces and mechanical structure they have inside there.
Maybe that's why some of them are really expensive right now, which
they are very expensive.
I just find it fascinating to like look back on the evolution of timekeeping. I just think it's
like it was
so creative.
From hand, then it went to the Babylonian one, and then Chinese, and
the
then
water, the candles,
the candles, and then the sand, and then a prototype.
And then you got the cuckoo clock.
Which is my favorite,
I think
I remember
the cuckoo clock is cool.
My uncle, he had one in his house. And like every time I'm there, like I don't know, I just smile already.
You wait for it.
Yeah, like when it's at, like if it's, for example, it's like 1:30, like the bird comes once and goes back. When it's the clock, it sings as many as the time is.
The time? Oh.
Yeah, if it's like 7, so like the bird will sing 7 times.
I never knew that. I thought it's like 3 cuckoos every time.
No, it's
I
not
had
like
no
that.
idea, but it was invented by Mr. Franz Kettler in Germany in the 1600s, 1630. So that goes back to the Germans. The Europeans has a hand in the modern world of watches, and I advise the audience, if you guys want to visit a place, which I was looking through museums online just to see like where can you go to learn more about time and the pendulums when they were created and the history of the kind of how the mechanics work of a clock. There's a time museum in Ireland, and it's actually open there, and I watched a lot of YouTube videos about it. But if you want to visit a place in person, it would be the Time Museum in Ireland. So I don't know. I think I would get a cuckoo clock.
Are they available?
Yeah,
and how
you can buy
expensive
one.
they are?
I don't know how expensive they are, but
Because
the older
I think
something,
they are unique and authentic at this point.
They're cool.
So before we end the episode, do you want to know like the prices of the most expensive watches?
Before we end the episode, yes, I do.
Okay. So like, what is an expensive watch to you?
Rolly.
What is an expensive watch to you? Like, how much is an expensive watch?
How much is an expensive watch?
Yeah. Like, I know there are Rolexes, they are like in the hundreds of thousands of dollars, and like other brands too. But like an expensive, like
how expensive a watch can get?
Yeah, like what do you think?
$1 million.
$1 million?
Mm.
Okay, so number 10, Hublet Big Bang.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. This is like number 10.
The Big Bang as the Big Bang in London?
No. It's Hublet.
Hablet.
Yeah.
Okay. So is it German?
Do you know how much it is?
Hablet.
It sits at the 10th place.
Okay, we'll put the picture down. Does it look cool? What is it?
5 million.
And that's like the least expensive?
The 10th.
$5 million?
$5 million.
What does it do?
And then there is Vishran Constein 57260.
Vishran Constein. Are we saying these correctly?
Yeah.
Okay. I never heard these.
No,
Maybe
no.
that's
I'm sorry, Vishran Constantine.
Constantine, yeah.
Yeah.
Sounds
57260. That's the model. It's $8 million.
$8 million.
Mm-hmm. And then we were talking about who made the first wearable watch, which was Patek Philippe, reference 1511. It's 11.1 mil.
11.1 million dollars.
Probably
he was the father of the wrist watch, right?
Yeah. And then there's the Rolly. You call it the Rolly,
the
right?
Rolly.
Paul Newman Daytona. It's $18 million. And Floyd Mayweather owns one of them.
Wow.
And then after that...
Sorry, is this going to add minutes to your clock? What is it?
I don't know, but this is an investment to them, okay?
Oh,
and then
my
after
God.
that, listen to this one. Jacob and Co. They have a watch called Billionaire Watch.
What is it?
It's
I'm like
it's
offended by these prices.
It's $18 million too.
How do they look cool? Jacob and Co. Can we put a picture down? How cool it looks?
Like,
Can I see?
There should be pictures.
I would go research this.
And then we go back to Patek Philippe. Okay. And the model name is Super Complication.
I don't need that in my life, but okay. Whoever buys this, I don't know.
$24 million.
$24 million?
Mm-hmm. And then you got Copart 201 carat, 25 mil.
Copart, isn't it?
Yeah. Copart, no, Copart, the cars auction.
I'm like, Copart?
No, not that.
Copart, like
not
you
that
need a
one.
new tire.
Not that one. And then there is
This is not for me, guys.
There is the Brigitte number 160. It's $30 million.
Okay, this is, you don't have to go beyond that. Just
No.
What's
I
number one?
really need you to know the last one. The last two. Garaf Diamonds Fascination. That's the model name. $40 million.
Garaf.
$40 million.
$40 million.
Uh-huh. And Garaf Diamond Hallucination. Guess how much is that one?
The hallucination
The
part.
hallucination, yeah.
80
like,
million?
you better hallucinate it from...
80 million?
No.
Okay. 70
We're talking
million?
about watch.
Oh, yeah, I know. You
I
bet.
know,
right? 65 million.
55 million.
55 million.
$55
Of course you hallucinate because you're dumping this much
Of
money
course,
on a watch. Listen,
Paying this much money for
you can
a watch.
get a cardboard, divide it to 12, make a homemade sundial. You can take it with you everywhere too. Put it in the car. Can tell time. Just kidding. But like don't do that. Even if you have money, don't do that.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You wouldn't do it?
I'll never do that.
Yeah?
Yeah, I mean, actually, the watch I was wearing today wasn't even working. And as we started talking about watches, it started working.
That's good.
Yeah, I wear a Kate Spade watch, and that's about the maximum I will spend on a watch. It's just not my interest. I know there's collectors. There's a lot of them.
Yeah.
And I think teeing up everything, we see it on a lot of churches, and because I think...
Oh, yeah, the fun fact, speaking about that, you know there is like an Iraqi-made watch?
Iraqi-made watch. I mean, they better, because the Babylonians, they started all the time.
No, but I'm talking like mechanical.
Oh, mechanical watch.
Okay. So, you know the mosque masjid Imam Abu Hanifa?
Yes.
The tower has a watch on top of it,
right? But
we'll
put a picture down because a lot of people might not know it. It's located in Baghdad.
Yes. It was Iraqi made. They had one before, but it was not working. They were supposed to put it there. And then they were like, why don't we make one?
By the way, during the war, that tower was struck down. I still remember watching it with the hole, and every time we passed it, I'm like, when is it going to be fixed? When's it going to be fixed? But then we left. I guess they fixed it because now I see pictures with it looking fine.
By the way, like from the 1930, there is this family that is taking care of that watch specifically. And like through like 3 generations have passed, and the same family
that is
do the maintenance all the time for that watch.
Because they know how to work the mechanic.
Because they created it. Like their grandfather did it.
Fun fact, okay, which I just learned today. Where do you wear your watch?
My left side.
So
I used to wear it in the right because I want to be different.
Like this.
Yeah, for no reason.
I mean, even with your Apple Watch. So they say there is no right answers. And a lot of people are like, oh, you're wearing it on your left, it should be on your right. Or you have it on your right, it should be on your left. And you heard these all the time. Or like men wear it on the right or women wear it on the left and so on. But the answer is whatever dominant hand you have, you should be wearing it in the opposite hand, not the one that you use all the time. So if you use a right...
Oh, yeah, I'm a righty. If you're a righty, I wear it in the left. And if I'm a lefty, I wear it
in the right. So there's
That's a cool one.
Yeah, hopefully that kind of answers some of the confusion out there.
Yeah.
But with that being said, we wanted to keep this short, simple, to the point. And I promised myself that in the beginning of the episode today, I'm going to beg people to subscribe and do all these things.
Yeah,
and
guys, come on, subscribe, follow us on Instagram and
go
TikTok.
find us.
Yeah, go find us. Enjoy your time. And that's it.
Give us a like, give us a feedback, comment. We're not getting a lot of people that's commenting or interacting. I know we're still small, but every little bit helps. A like would help us, and subscribe would go a long way. So
yeah. Thank you, everyone. See you next time.
Cuckoo.